The most recent change to limit head injuries in the NFL, a player cannot initiate contact with the crown of the helmet to the opponent and cannot lower the helmet to hit the opponent's body or hips. This was adopted in 2018. In 2013, the NFL implemented a rule to prevent defenseless receivers, players from being hit above the chest by players they cannot see. This rule was originally adopted in 2009, but expanded to keep more players safe. If there is a possibility of concussion, the player must be taken off the field immediately and examined. If that same player passes the test, he must be evaluated in great detail throughout the game. This is called the Madden rule. If a player that has shown symptoms of a concussion enters back into the game, the team will be fined and may suffer other consequences.
Whenever you are.
The NFL has also added UNC, which stands for Unaffiliated Neurotrauma Consultant. He or she oversees the game and makes sure players are safe. Lastly, if a player hits an opponent in the head leading with their helmet, that player can be disqualified from the contest for targeting.
Over the years, the NFL has made many changes to not only player safety rules, but to the equipment. Helmets have changed so much over the last couple of years, and the safety features have helped provide players with better safety overall. Here's a sequence of the helmets changing over the years from the Colts. The changes to the helmet have helped decrease the amount of concussions and have been successful in improving player health and safety. Here's another video of the newest helmet, the Vices 01. It is very important that the helmet be as up to date with all the new technology as possible because it is the only thing the player has for protecting their head.
Here you can see all the tweets compiled by fans and how so many people think that the NFL is turning soft and how something needs to be done. As you can see by the chart, the ratings continue to fall. This is Stephen A. Smith describing to him what the rule change of the NFL means to him and how the NFL can improve to please more people. Also, how viewership can and will be affected.
I think you're wrong. I don't think they should take this step. I don't think it was necessary. I mean, you want to sit up there and say you don't get to launch like a missile with your helmet. That's fair. I understand that. And even though it was the preseason, let's understand what we saw last night. We saw a situation where tacklers were putting two arms out, okay? And then trying to go with their shoulders. But obviously there's incidental contact because your head is going to get in the way in some instances. That stuff is going to get called. It's not just going to get called during the preseason. It's going to get called during the season. That's problem number one. Problem number two, television. I got news for you. The NFL had better be very, very careful. We can talk about the concerns for concussions. That's legitimate. The league, according to reports, has already paid in excess of $500 million, all right, towards the concussion issues. We get all of that. But sometimes when you have so many delays in action because of one flag after another being thrown, it diminishes the appeal of the game to the viewing eye on television. This notion that people are going to watch football no matter what, I got news for you. It can become unattractive if too many penalties are called, there's too many delays in the game. People got stuff to do.
Most can tell you that watching football games is very entertaining. We love seeing tough, hard hits coming from those who play the game. However, what few people don't take into consideration is the impact it has on the human brain. NFL players aren't guaranteed a contract that will still provide them money even after they get hurt. They will hide how they feel so that they can continue to play and earn more money. This is why a lot of NFL players have spoken out towards how concussions feel to them and how it has affected them. Here is retired NFL player Thomas Jones. He played for a variety of NFL teams when he was in the league from 2000 to 2011. Here is his take on what a concussion feels like.
You're just in the moment, but the brain is so powerful. It just, like I said, it's an out-of-body experience. It's an out-of-body experience, for you to have a concussion. And I see guys who are hit and they're out. And I've seen guys, countless guys get knocked out right in front of me, bam. And the first thing that you usually see is it's almost like their body and soul, when their soul left them, because it's instant, boom. And then it's almost like, okay, soul comes back in, body, and then kind of go back. It's crazy. It's crazy to see it. I mean, I've seen guys get hit, get a concussion, and you look on their face, their contacts laying on the side of their cheek, bleeding from the nose, bleeding from the ear. I mean, it's tough, man. It's tough. It's serious. Concussions are serious. But we're just trained. We're warriors. We're trained to keep playing, to fight, keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting.
This isn't just one player saying this. All over, you hear more and more about a player who got hit and was out because of a concussion.
Back in 2011, the NFL first introduced the NFL Game Day Diagnosis and Management Protocol. It was introduced so that concussions could be better detected and so that players could be tested for concussions on the sidelines, so that if they do have a concussion, they can be There are two main determinants that determine whether or not a player should go into the concussion protocol. The first being that if the player exhibits or reports symptoms of a concussion or a stinger, with the second being that if the team athletic trainer, booth ATC spotter, team physician, NFL game official, coach, teammate, sideline unaffiliated new trauma consultant, or Booth UNC initiates the protocol. Once the concussion protocol is initiated, the team physician and Sideline UNC will perform the sideline survey inside the medical tent. Included in the sideline survey is the no-go, history of event, concussion signs and symptoms, Maddox questions, a video review, and a focused neurological exam, which focuses on the cervical spine exam, evaluation of speech, observation of Galt, and an eye movements and papillary exam. After this survey, if everything is normal, the player will be allowed to return to play. But if any elements of this are positive, the player must then be evaluated with a locker room exam. The locker room exam is normally conducted by the team physician, UNC, or ATC. And included in this exam is a complete NFL CAT and a complete neurological exam. If everything is normal after this assessment, the player may return to play, but if not, the player must stay in the locker room for further evaluation. If a player is diagnosed with a concussion, they must complete the 5-step return to participation protocol. The steps are as followed. Step 1, rest and recovery. Step 2, light aerobic exercise. Step 3, continued aerobic exercise and introduction of strength training. Step 4, football-specific activities. And Step 5, full football activity and clearance. Over the years, there has been many new steps added to the protocol, and as our knowledge about concussions continues to increase, the more steps that will be added to help better protect the players over the years.